Hey everyone, and welcome to this live stream Q&A where I'm going to be answering your Warhammer 40K questions. Now, I'm going to go away for a couple of weeks. I'm going to be at Chicago, Adepticon, and I thought, do you know what? I haven't done one of these lives in a very, very long time. It's actually been since, I think, COVID, where I went live for 100 days straight. And all I did was answer people questions, and I actually got a huge amount of enjoyment from them. So I'm here, I'm answering your 40k related questions, and if you do want to ask me a question, then all you need to do is jump on, become a member. You can give it a try, see if you like it, and we can get all of your questions answered. Obviously, there's been a huge amount of changes recently to the game. We've had balanced data slates, we've had new detachments. There is so much going on that obviously it would just be rude of me not to give it a bit of a comment about my thoughts. I've also been recently playing a lot of Custodes. I tried out the new Custodes attachment at the weekend. I went to an RTT and happened to came joint first. Joint first because we were exactly matched on wins and also battle points. So that was pretty awesome and had a fantastic event there. James Hobbs has said, this is very dark and moody. What do you think? Do you like it? I like the dark and moody. Suits my personality and style. So there we go. Ian James is here. How are you doing? Chris Lane, how you doing? I'm brooding. Apparently I'm brooding. All right, very nice. Tattoo Tabletop. It's the grim dark studio of the future, Hobbs. It's got to be dark. Feels like Steve's is off to fight crime and tell people it's called vengeance. Look, you can't tell everyone, Hobbsy. Andy's here. Evening, how you doing? So yeah, let's talk some Warhammers. You can talk about anything else. You know, I also know a little bit about fitness. So if you had any fitness related questions, as obviously that's what I did for a very, very long time, was I was a consultant for fitness and nutrition. So I'm always happy to talk about all that kind of stuff. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there with different goals and health goals and, you know, whatever. Quiz me. Always happy to talk about that. Tomorrow, I'm super excited. So big news for me tomorrow. I am going to be giving a guest lecture at my university that I went to. Okay, and that's the University of Bath. I'm giving a guest lecture on how to essentially utilize social media for the positive, to how to use social media in marketing, how to connect to an audience and all the rest of it. So I'm going to be giving a lecture to master students at Bath University. So I'm super excited about that, to go back to my roots as where I went and studied. So that's going to be cool, and I'm really excited for that as well. Yeah, and then I've got a big day on Wednesday as well, so that's going to be cool, doing some secret stuff on Wednesday. So yeah. Anyway, who else is it? Ryan's just become a member. You absolute legend. Chris Lane. He will just have justice for VT, obviously. Joel, how you doing? Good to see you. So, what's your questions? If you don't have any questions, then I'm going to start to talk about the Warhammer event that I went to at the weekend at Partisan Games. It was absolutely fantastic. And big news, big news. Now, this is coming very, very soon. So, if you become a member, or you're a student of the, one of our courses, you get an additional 5% off on your Games Workshop products when you shop with Partisan Games online. And I'm going to be sending out a discount code every month to all those people that are a member. So obviously another great benefit to becoming a member, to get some extra little discount on your minis. So anyway, also, the Academy is open for enrolment. That shuts in 2 weeks' time. So make sure you grab your space if you want to come and learn more with us on our 16-week course. If you've got any questions about that, obviously happy to answer. Not Hobbsies has said, right, Richard's become a member, your legend. Not Hobbs has said, any armies you've ever regretted not playing or collecting properly? That's a good question, actually. Good question. Not collecting properly. The ones I maybe gave up a bit too soon. I actually think it's an Age of Sigmar army. It's the Slaanesh army. I think those models look so cool. I started it, never really finished it. So, and also my Soulblight Gravelord as well. They were a cool army. So yeah, for me it's going to be, I think, an Age of Sigmar. I've done a lot with 40k. and I think I've collected most of those armies that I've kind of wanted to in the past, so been quite fortunate enough, obviously, there. That's a great question. Richard said, hello guys, new member here, or welcome. Richard, welcome. Make sure you join the Discord as well. Richard, you've got a Discord channel. Biggest hot take from the balanced data slate. Ooh. Biggest hot take. I mean, not a huge amount really changed in all things considered, I don't think. So, nice little tidy ups here and there. Really liked that. I'm glad they did what they did with Bloodless Angels to make sure, that's not really a thing anymore. I'm happy about that. Yeah, I don't know really my hot take. I think the biggest hotness really came from, if anything, I think it really actually came from the new Orc detachment, because that is cracked. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I am excited to, well, not excited might be a bit of an overstatement. I'm interested to see what happens with Sisters again now. Looking forward to giving them a try. And also, my Centurions had a little cheeky points drop. I like my Centurions, the old thick boys, so I'll be getting them back on the table. And super excited to get Black Templars back on the channel as well when I'm back from Adepticon. So I'll be running some Black Templars. You will see some Centurions on screens near you. I might even try that new detachment, actually. Big Ron's here. He's been a member for 9 months. You absolute legend. So, Taz, so much for your White Dwarf articles on deployment. Great job. Really helpful. Well, if you like great tips on deployment, appreciate that. Really do. I actually genuinely love working with White Dwarf. They are the coolest guys to work with. So Lyle, the editor, he's such a good guy. Really got a lot of time for Lyle. He's an absolute legend. So yeah, I really like working with them. They're super cool. Yeah. And yeah, Dan as well, who helps me write all the articles. He's an absolute legend. We just chat all day long when we're there. And yeah, do loads of good stuff. So hopefully keep doing them. We've done quite a lot now. Hopefully we can keep doing more and more and more. So that'll be great. There's probably some articles left. And then, need to do some more basically. So yeah. And if you want more tips on deployment, then check out the Academy, because that was just like a slither, like a little taster of what the Academy has to offer. Michael, Jordan, myself, not Michael, Jordan, Michael and Jordan, and myself worked super hard on the Academy in front of the camera, and then behind the scenes, we've got Nicole, we've got obviously Billy paints all the models, and Seb does all the editing as well. So Nicole and Seb do all fantastic editing with that, with Jordan's help as well. So we got Steph has become a member for 19 months. Partisan discount makes playing comps more risky. Okay. On the wallet. Well, it's 5% off, so it's a cheeky little saving, isn't it? Right. So, Latling Gaming, welcome to becoming a member. You're an absolute legend. Andy said, sorry, I've missed a couple of questions here. Okay, so best starting point for a Drakari army is in the bin currently. Okay, starting point for a Drakari army, that's in the bin. Oh, Drakari, I think you can't go wrong, like 4 Raiders. If this was me, I'd go like, is a baseline that's going to be good, or, usable for most editions in, codexes, you name it, right? 4 Raiders, probably 2 Ravagers. That's a good baseline of some boats, couple of Venoms. Then I'd go for maybe like, 20 Witches. I'd get a Lilith for sure. I'd get maybe 20 Incubi, Draz, an Archon, maybe, some racks, 10 racks, 10 Cabalites. You can't go wrong with that. And then you sprinkle in a couple, maybe 2 units of 3 of the old bikes for doing some mission play. Yeah, I think it's a good little baseline, good little starter anyway. Then you can spice it up with how you like, basically. But no, they should be cool as well. So what else have we got here? New Custodes Masterclass is really cool. Made me order 9 of those resin jump back beasts. Okay, sorry about that. That is definitely a little pinch on the old wallet. So glad you're enjoying the new Custodes Masterclass. That reminds me, I've got to put the price up now because it's officially out. So yeah, I need to put the price up. Yeah, must do that. Anyway, because we put it on sale before because I was redoing it. So if you're still quick, you can probably pick it up as a bargain. Richard, getting back to Warhammer, just played in 5th edition, or sorry, last played, just played would have been bit strange. Emperor's Children in Grey Knights caught my eyes. What would be a single advice you would give to a returning player? Okay, so number one, Richard, genuinely think about signing up for the Academy. It will be an incredible investment you can make, and it will help steer you in the right direction. It will just make sure that the models you buy are the ones that you want, the ones that you enjoy playing with, the ones that you know how to use, so you don't waste time. And as you go through the course, you can build and paint up your army as you go and use that as your deadline. And then by the end of it, you should be ready to go to tournaments, get in amongst it with the community, go to your local gaming store. The world's your oyster, genuinely is. So honestly, do consider it. It was the course that I wish that I did when I first started. That's why I made it. And you also get the start playing course for free as well, chucked in. You also get the accelerator course chucked in for free. So yeah, definitely do check those out. And also, Richard, we are working on the Emperor's Children Masterclass soon too. But because obviously the codex is now out, we can start to do that, which is cool. But yeah, Richard, genuinely do consider the Academy. Link is below, okay? I'll also pop a link in the chat because there is only 14 days left until it starts. And yeah, places are going, so get amongst it. Do generally give it a consideration, I think. I can't even, this is weird, I can't even chat. That's strange. I can't chat with you lot. I can't put things in, how can I not put things in the chat? That's ridiculous. Anyway, it's in the description. Check it out. Right. Big Ron, what do you think of synthetic Nexus and running multiple Norn emissaries? Oh, right. I think 2 Norn emissaries can be pretty good. Played against someone at the weekend with that. Pretty decent. I don't know if 2 though is, and I think probably 1 would have been fine though. I think I would have ran 1. I don't know if I like 2. Especially on the terrain, certain maps, I think 1 could work quite well. Is that going to be Synaptic Nexus? And I'm not sure on that detachment, if I'm brutally honest, how that detachment really plays. Is that the Warrior one? If it is, that looks pretty good. I think, yeah, could be. I don't know my Tyranids that well, if I'm brutally honest. I know Invasion Fleet pretty well, but not so much the others. Right, so what have we got here? Andy said, been rinsing your chat. Don't rinse it, Andy. Come on. Let me have a go. Rinsing your channel after getting back into 40k after like 20 years. Nids drew me back in. No, it's just the pain of trying to have 1,000 points of my local game nights, as I love the big monster. Oh, is that... Okay, yeah. Well, Andy, welcome back to the hobby. Latland Gaming said, I love all the masterclasses on the app. Geo's here. This is awesome. How you doing, Geo, mate? Not Hobbs deployment is possibly the second most important part of the game after the command phase. Well, the deployment comes before the command phase, so maybe the deployment is more important than the command phase. Who knows? The planning phase. Yeah, the planning phase, I would say, yeah, well, when you're deciding, who's going with what unit, what's going in deep strike, that's super important. Geo said, am I considering picking up Sisters again? Well, probably at some point. My list did heavily rely on the... I don't know, heavily is the right word. I don't know, maybe actually. I think I can make it play now. I would have liked some more Miracle Dice back, but for Army of Faith specifically. But I think I might be able to make it work. I've cooked up a list. I might be able to give it a bit of a bash, so we'll see. How much did your Custodes list change points-wise? I gained points because I didn't use any Wardens in my list, so I actually gained some points, which was pretty cool. And I do love me some Guard. I love Guard. Guard are great, actually. Really enjoy using Custodian Guard. Probably top favourite unit at the minute. Ryan said, going to my first tournament soon, just a small 2015 at work, shopping my lag list. Dante, free. Very, very nice. Good work. Well, I hope you, do very well. And just most importantly, Ryan, make some friends. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy your first ever one. How do you bounce back and start winning again after going on a big losing streak? Well, Des, mate, sign up for the Academy. It's not going to help you win games, but it will help you give all the information that you need to be a great opponent, and also really understand exactly what's going on so you can pre-plan for everything, and that might help you win some games, but I'm not going to guarantee it. Okay, winning is not a determining factor of the academy, but it will help you play in a really confident way. But genuinely, Des, don't worry about it. Stop focusing on the winning and losing and focus more on scoring points, okay? It's what we teach you. Focus on, how well you're scoring primary. Focus on your secondaries. Make sure you're adapting your list if so. You can't also be like... You've got to be clear with what you want to do and achieve. So you can't be sat there thinking, right, well, do you know what? I really want to take all these different units that don't synergize together and, win all these games. Like, if you want to list design has to be built around the mission, the terrain, and that's it. That's all you can do. Scoring secondaries. You can't. There are some units that I would love to take, but I just don't. I love Trajan. I think he's a baller, but I don't take him. Now, that being said, I still love the Blade Champ, so he's still in the list, and I love my Bike Captain. So it's not like it's the only thing I like in the army, but you do sometimes have to make sacrifices, all right? But if I was playing a more just friendly game, I would just chuck in Trajan if I had the points. That's also the thing as well, is if the points allow it to happen is the key consideration too. But I probably could drop my Blade Champ and put Trajan in as a straight swap because he's got an enhancement that probably fits. But anyway, sometimes if it were to equal points, I think, that'd be fine. Right, anyway, so Not Hobbs spent so many weekends just getting spanked by these Custodes lists on the consecutive weekends. At least it's paid off. Yeah, so Hobbsy, not Hobbs, it is Hobbs. He says it's not Hobbs. Go and give him a follow on Instagram. He's an absolute legend and has helped me out so much over, the last sort of, few months with my Custodes. And actually, a lot of my success with Custodes that I've had is also thank you for Hobbs for being my practice partner, helping me go through everything. So go give him a follow, VT_Hobbs, all right? He's on 3,158 followers. Let's get him up to 4,000 followers, right? Let's do it. He's a top bloke and deserves it. And he's got some really funny stories. So, Trigger Gaming would love to know where you got the green light pointer Jake plays with. Okay, so we got those from LVO. So one of the vendors at LVO, which, by the way, you should definitely go to this year in October when everything gets announced. I've just done a big interview with Jake, the vice president of Frontline Gaming, and we've just done a full deep dive in the LVO, why it's changed venues, what, caused that to happen, why it's for the better, all the things people are worried about, we've discussed at length, how, what they're doing, what lengths they're going to overcome all that as well. So that's all good. I see somebody's already just followed James Hobbs, what a legend. Right, so Ryan said, curious what you think of the list going for a first score... go for a kill first, score later play. Well, Ryan, I think Blood Angels do that particularly well anyway. They're nice and fast. You've got Dante 3 Sangard, Captain 3 Sangard, SOP Chaplain. SOP Chaplain. 6 BVB Blade Guard Veterans in an Impulsor. I don't know what an SOP is. Well, I mean, I do know what an SOP is, but I don't know what an SOP Chaplain is. 1x5 Intercessors, 2 Vindicators. I mean, it's pretty good. You've got some good units there, so yeah, hopefully you wield it well. Yeah, I don't know if you've got much mission play. That's the only one thing. Maybe you can drop a unit of Intercessors for a unit of Scouts, perhaps. Andy said the masterclass on Nids was out. Lecce said, why do I prefer Guard over Wardens? Well, I don't like the Warden's ability. I don't like the 4+ Feel No Pain. I think you end up relying on it as a player. I think it's a little bit lazy. I think good players can play around it. I think you pay a premium for it, and I don't think they hit as hard. So I prefer units that can stage and everything else. By the way, what do people think of this type of live show? There's 200 of you watching, so what do you think? Is this good, bad, indifferent? Do you like? Does it look good? Like, visually? Is it, apart from me, obviously, is it visually appealing with the... This is our second studio. Just chuck my camera on the desk and put the old light beam up for vengeance. But there we go. Let me know what you think. Do I sound okay? Is the audio good? Yeah. Des says he loves it. And by the way, I've put it on his members chat only because I can barely keep up with this chat anyway. If this was like any chat, I'd be all over the shop. So yeah, honestly, I've had to keep it this way just so I can actually try and get through the volume. Okay, right, what's going on here? Leechy's become a member. Right. Redrum 2 is giving us a super chat. Thank you, by the way. Look, we don't really talk much about super chats generally when we do our live streams on a Wednesday. But now is the time to super chat because I'm here to answer your questions. Super chats are a great way. Obviously, being a member is a great way to help the channel. And genuinely incentivizes us to do more and more content with you. It really does, because it just helps us go, right, yeah, that was well worth the time and energy effort we put into making the content. So it's a little bit like you go to the cinema, you watch great shows sometimes, but it keeps it all going. So we really appreciate that. Any super chat helps. What do I want from the World Eaters Codex? I want them to have a unique play style. I want them to feel like a World Eater. I want them to have a diverse set of detachments that I can run them in different ways. What else do I want from it? I want them to feel different compared to, like, let's say, Emperor's Children. I don't want them, they're both like very good combat armies, but they need to do that in a different sort of way. I want some cool synergies with Khorne demons as well. All that kind of stuff that we've seen in the Emperor's Children. I want that for World Eaters because the Emperor's Children Codex is a cool codex. But yeah, I don't know. I want some cool like movement, tricks and stuff. That's what I want. So yeah. Anyway, Will said 2 bigger points sing. I stick with 1 plonket on objective and a kind of lictor. I must be talking about Tyranids here. Okay. Oh, Will has said, how long do we have left until the academy ends? Might getting a big payment soon and don't want to miss out. Well, you do have until the end of the month. So if it's payday or whatever, you've got until basically there's a countdown on the website. It's in the description. You've got 14 days. So that's when it closes. I might be able to accept, like, if you email me and go, hey, Steve, look, I get paid on the 2nd or something of the month and I want to join, I can probably sort something out for you. But it'd have to be in the very first week of the academy because we don't like people getting like left behind, basically. Anyway, so we've got Tactic Tabletop. He might not be able to talk on that one as he's a playtester, but I'm sure he's... So look, there's some things I can't talk about, but what I said there is what I want to be quite honest, for all codexes. I want them all to feel unique. I want them to be balanced as well. So, I think that's what we all want, isn't it, really? A bit of a rubbish answer, I'm sure, but I can't be too specific, obviously. Right, so Foster, we said, I've been enjoying the new Custodians. I still miss Trajan being the powerhouse he was in the Index. How would you tweak him to make him more viable? How would I tweak Trajan? I mean, for me, I would just have him, if he ignored all modifiers, he's good for 140 points. If he could just, if that was his thing, guys, we just don't care if they've got -1 to wound, -1 damage. We don't care. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, nice. So what have we got here? We've got another super chat. I'm going to have to start just going to super chats at this stage, and I'll try and come back then to other questions. I'm going to stay probably live probably until 9, and then I probably should go to bed. I'm looking actually pretty tired, and I've got this big day tomorrow at Bath University where I'm guest lecturing. So if you start a game with someone and they explain their army by handing you a printout sheet of basic facts, is this odd or acceptable? I think it's the way that that's done. I would be like, hey, look, I've made a cheat sheet. Let's talk through it so that, it's... Sometimes people ask me what my army does, and I'm like, oh, there's this kind of checklist I've got to go through. But if together it was presented in a way of, hey, look, this is my detachment rule, this is my army rule, these are my 6 strats, like shorthand, like advance and charge, fall back shoot, whatever, sticking objective, boom, boom, boom. This enhancement goes on this thing. Here's, what my characters do. That's cool. I like it. It's like a little cheeky, checklist. I think that's good. So, Crash8373's just become a member. Thank you very, very much. So, oh my God, we've got more and more super chats coming in. Jesus. Yeah, coming in hot. Gio said, since I joined and completed the academy, I finished all 5 rounds, and that's a big accomplishment for me as I struggle. Gio, honestly, like that is one of the biggest things, right? It's just enjoying and finishing all your games on time. Mikhail said, good evening, Sir Box. I like that, Sir Box. What are your thoughts on putting Fulgrim into Deep Strike? If I'm honest, he can trade his points worth with a rapid ingress out of line of sight because he is the 16th move. People call me crazy. I mean, I think that's pretty good. Rapid ingress, though, is often better. Is it going first or second when it's better? Going first is when rapid ingress is better, I think. Yeah, personally, yeah. Then we've got tattoo, but you can't predict that, obviously. Yeah, who's going to LVO? Let me know if you come in. We're doing another workshop as well. And I'm doing a workshop at Adepticon. So let me know, first of all, in the comments. Just put Adepticon if you're going. And then I'll know who's going to Adepticon. And then if you come into the workshop that I'm running, because you just need to log in on the website if you've already registered to go. And then you just need to basically sign up and obviously pay for the workshop. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be hanging out on the Army Painter stand for majority of my time while I'm at Adepticon. That's where you'll probably find me. So if you're looking for me, that's where I'll probably be. Richard said, the stream made me a channel member, so I approve of it. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate it. Anthony said, sounds good. Little dark for me, but it's good. What, too dark in Moody? I could put my light up a little bit. But then that might overexpose me, you see. I could put more lights on, but I don't know about that. Yeah, this is... Lol said, this is great. The Grim Dark podcast. I like it, yeah. Right. Wooter Danes has been a member for 2 months as a captain. Well done. Good stuff. Sounds perfect. Grim Dark, lovely. Maybe a tad more tan, but hey, keeping it natural. I could do with a tan, to be fair. I do need a tan. Mr. Morden, $10. My phone's telling me to go to bed or something. Right. Mr. Morden said, hey, Stephen, I love this, by the way. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Got a question. GF played Custodes and she loves them. How do I make her a fun competitive list as a beginner with them? Thanks. Well, look, Mr. Morden, I know what you're up to here. You're just like, oh, you know, I'll give Steve a super chat. Get him to write me a list again. So how would I make... I actually really genuinely love my UKTC style list for Shield Host. I think it's fantastic. I think what you do is you take, if I was taking like a nice sort of fun competitive list, I'd go 3 Terminators, 2 Terminators. I'd go 2 units to 3 Terminators, unit to 2 Terminators. That's good in Shield Host or the new detachment. A bike captain with 2 to 3 bikes. That's good in both detachments. A unit guard with a blade champ. Unit guard with a Custody captain on foot that I would convert because I hate the new model. But anyway, each of their own. And then you've got a good list. And then maybe throw in some Scout Movie Witch Seeker ladies. And then Venatari at some point down the line. But I love them. Or just more bikes. Yeah, another unit of bikes. Yeah, cool. Right. Also, I've been thinking, how can I help you get your armies onto the table faster? I see so many people with, questions about painting, and what would be awesome is, would you guys want VT to do like an introductory lessons series, mini-series, bite-sized videos on how we get our models to the tabletop quickly for a, battle ready? We do it fast, we do it efficiently. It's fun, and if you would like us to make that type of content, we're not the best painters here. We know Billy's a fantastic painter, I'm okay, Michael's okay, Jordan's okay, Jake is not okay. No, I'm joking. He's fine. But anyway, if you like dipping, he's a great dipper. Never, honestly, like, dip so well. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, look, would you like that to happen? Would you like VT to do some hobby content? Yeah, and if so, what particular areas? Bone Saws Ready. Hi, Stephen. Thank you for doing an MA. And Ask Me Anything. That's actually called. An MAA. Oh, cool. I need some help with the Chaos Knights. Cool. Any advice to be competitive against melee armies like World Eaters? Well, I don't know if you can. I think Chaos Knights can take allies. Maybe like some demon units for some screening. That would really help. Like, nice little roadblocks, so that then the World Eaters have to charge the speed bumps, as we'll call them, like Nurglings, whatever. I'm pretty sure you can do that. That'd be good. Just put some speed bumps in the way. They don't have to trade badly into like those things, or even having them nearby. The Nurglings that make the other units minus one to hit, that would really hurt them. Set up heroic intervenes as well, so always keep them kind of together. So that'd be cool too. Mr. More than £5. Second question, mate. How do I start a World Eaters army? You can't just keep doing this, Mr. Morden. I know what you're up to. Is 2 Mauler Fiends too much? Thinking of getting them on a budget. What are the most ideal units? Well, if you want World Eaters, just get as many 8-bound as you possibly can. And a Demon Prince on foot. And probably then Lord Juggernaut. That's probably the fastest way to spend your points is 8-bound and them if you're on a budget. Yeah, I don't really like Mauler Fiends. Yeah, on the codex topic. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, somebody gifted loads of Vanguard Tactics memberships. That's very kind of you all. On the codex topic, do you think IK will get infantry? And right, I can't comment on that. I just can't comment, because if I say no or if I say yes, I just can't comment on future stuff because of playtesting, basically. So unfortunately, yeah, sorry, I can't answer that question. Yeah. Right, Triggerth Gaming. So by the way, Tench Tree, if you want to ask me another question, I'll try and look out for it in the chat. So I appreciate you super chatted in. I've just said no, I can't answer your question, so I'll try and answer another one of yours. But hopefully you understand why. So I know you love Centurion Devastators. I also love them. Is it crazy to try and fit 18 in a list? Yes, absolutely. That's ridiculous. You don't need 18. Don't say no. I've already bought them. Okay, cool. We'll be using the Vanguard detachment. Cool. So yeah, it's perfectly sane. Very viable. Great. Love it. Fantastic, mate. Yeah, do your best. I think 12 could work in Blood Angels. I think 3 units of 3 punchy ones in Blood Angels is really good, backed up with like 6 shooty ones. That's how I'd run them. Boom. Yeah. Bone Saws only 20 minutes. I don't know. Hobbsy, £5. What do you think is the biggest thing that people overlooked in games, like a simple good practice that people often get wrong from the start? Trying to win. Focusing on the wrong things. All you got to do is focus on scoring points in order to be successful at Warhammer. And again, that is really what we talk about on the Academy, is when your trades are worth it. So, you're always making trades all the time. So I'm trading this unit for this card. I'm trading this unit for this objective. I'm trading this unit to keep it on an objective. I'm trading this unit to screen out. So you're always putting a value somewhat on the units that you're getting them to do things. Most people just think about trading into other units in regards to what they kill, but that's not really true. You want to trade points into things that are basically scoring points. That is the key consideration of all things. Anyway, so yeah. Right. Oh, what a donut. I've got to put the booking sheet on. So the Vanguard Tactics Gaming Centre, we have a Facebook group, okay? And if you want to come in, we are open on a Friday from 6 until 10. Now, when it's £10 a play here at the VT, we've got loads of tables downstairs. We've now got 8 UKTC tables. We've got 6 GW layout tables. We've then also got loads of Age of Sigmar tables, all set up for competitive play or narrative play. We've got narrative tables, we've got Balin's Tomb, we've got an old world castle, we've got loads of cool stuff that you can play, all different kinds of game systems here. So we have a great community. We get about 20 people coming already. We can only hold up to 32 people. People come and sit and paint, so that's something you can do. We got about 4 people painting last Friday. They were sat with Billy painting. So you can join the Facebook group. You just find it, just search on Facebook Vanguard Tactics Gaming Centre and just join the group, and then I'll put up a post after this and people can book on what tables they want. So you get first dibs, all right? Be great to see you there. I also do tours of the studio as well, so you can see everything behind the scenes, give you a little bit of a rundown of how we do everything. And today, I actually got downstairs painted, so it's looking proper sick at the minute. Obviously, we've got a week to get it all ready. I've got a little bar, so you can, get drinks and snacks and everything else, all right? But there we go. Not alcohol yet. Maybe that will come in the future, to get an alcohol license. Anthony's been a member for 9 months. How much weight would you put on between becoming a master at one army and learning to play several different styles of army in order to improve? Ooh, good question. Okay, so I would normally stick with one. I typically stick to one faction for a year is kind of what I do, and that I feel like is a good time point to really master that faction. But I do play a lot. Obviously, I go to a lot of events, and as a sort of content creator, I try to keep as active as I can, playing games in the community to keep me, abreast with all the latest changes, what's going on, what's good, what's not. And I genuinely love going to events, playing at events, playing people, playing games, and I see it as a really good positive thing to do. So I love doing it. Genuinely love doing it. I love meeting people. That is my favourite thing. Like when I go somewhere and somebody comes up to me and goes, "Steve, this is my first tournament, and it's because I watch your content. That's why I'm here." So I love hearing that stuff. So if you're ever worried, like some people say to me, "Oh, I saw you, but I didn't want to say anything," or whatever, please come and talk to me. Like genuinely, I'm actually not that moody in person. It's just my on-screen. Do you know what? It's just putting up with Jake, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's just having this like constant, like annoying younger brother all the time talking to you. It's difficult, Where's your patience thin? But anyway, so yeah, come and say hello. I'm not as moody in real life, but there we go. Right, okay. Tattoo Tabletops gifted 5 Vanguard Tactics memberships. Thank you so much. Then we've got Wooters gifted 10. Thank you. What else is going on down here? Right, okay. Somebody has gifted, give us £5. Right, Azuma. We'll go with that. Sorry for butchering your name. Okay, Daka detachment feels very much like codex creep. Is it a sign of more? Is this a sign of more, or should they keep the new codex in line? Is the creep okay? It is very strong, but I wouldn't say that's like a trend they're trying to do. Like the Custodes one isn't down that line. The Custody one feels more of a sort of tweak to the Champions detachment that just didn't really function well. Nobody took it in the Custodes Codex. Of course, doing these little updated datasheet ones means they don't have to go back and change written books and stuff, so I kind of see why they do it. Makes sense. Because it can just be updated on the app, which is cool. And it's free. That's great. People like free stuff, so that's always good. So I don't know. I think it's good in a way, because if it's too strong, then they can just tone it back. It's easy, because they can just easily change it because it's free. It's a app-based thing, so that's good. It's not like people are... The issue is when people buy stuff and then they're like, oh, but it's out of date, and then they're moaning it's either rubbish or moaning that it's broken, and then moaning that their book changes. I think my camera's froze. I might have to turn it on and back off again. Oh, it might just be my OBS. This could be really annoying. Oh dear. OBS is broken. Right, we'll have to shut this down and see what happens. OBS is still active. All streams recordings will be shut down. Are you sure? No, I don't want to exit. Okay, let's just go on FaceTime. Change the camera over. Go back to that. Has that worked? No. Right, well, that has certainly put a pause in our today's live stream, as we don't have a camera, annoyingly. This is really annoying. Sorry, everybody. Very, very sorry. Let's try this again. Okay. This is the question, is it going to come back? Right, well, guys, I'm really, really sorry. Can you hear me? I've got loads of super chats here. I'm gonna read them out. I'm sorry you can't see me anymore, but there we go. I don't know what, OBS has just had an absolute meltdown, so, and I can't stop. Yeah, I can't stop this from whatever it's doing right now. There doesn't seem to be like a refresh. Maybe I can change that to that. That might help. Nope, it's not working. So I tried to click a lot of buttons and it hasn't done anything. Mr. Morning, genuinely sorry, the old me. What are you doing? Right, okay, cool. So, just bought the new Custodian Masterclass and it's great. Do not rate Draxus with Custodian Guard out of interest. I see a lot of people use. I don't love it anymore. I think there's better ways to spend your points. Could work well in the new detachment though. I think she can work really, really well though, Draxus, with the, if I was running the Talons list, because then you get extra AP as well. And strength, I believe, on the attacks. For World, somebody else has super chatted. For World Eaters, I bought the Combat Patrol 5 boxes of 2 Rhinos, Mo, and Angron already. Is it a good start? Absolutely. Just more 8-bound and a Demon Prince on foot is how I'd round that out. As a narrative player, I'm a bit sad when I see how dull competitive tables are. How do you think tables could be more interesting in future editions? That is a very interesting question. One maybe we could talk about on the podcast, though, for sure. I don't know. I think it's where, like, you know, the terrain being a lot more, I want to see diversity in what terrain offers. Like, I loved, to be honest, the 9th edition rules, you know, where you could set to defend and you got different things. And I love that you could get +1 AP from, you know, being higher up, but I think that number's too high in the current game, so you don't really have to see it, and you can't really stand on much of the terrain out there at the minute. What are your tips for low points games in 500, 800? I don't really know too well, but I would start with as many units as possible in the cheapest possible way is kind of how I would do that. Yeah, I am really sorry, everybody, about, yeah. And I genuinely, for my first time, yeah, I'm really glad you all turned up, all 200 of you. Archimedes is super chat $20. Look, thank you so much. If you could fix the Tau army rule, how would you do it? More of a token system, maybe one unit ignores loss from ruins. Oh, I don't know about that. Or should they have some kind of 3d6-inch surge towards objectives after shooting a unit if an objective? Well, that could be cool, actually. Like a little... but they shoots and scoots, though. Could be a bit oppressive. 3 inches couldn't be too... Like, 3 inches like a consolidate, I think, would probably be fine. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't like how people can action and still do the little spotting things. Yeah. I don't really like... That feels weird. Feels like it should be an action, but then maybe I would also genuinely love battle line to be able to always advance an action and stuff to give them a bit more utility. I actually really liked it when it first came out, and if you had an assault weapon, you could advance an action. I thought that was good. Archimedes is $2. Terrain should be Oops or Ruins. OOPS or Ruins. What we do. I'm not sure what you mean. Right. But thank you so much for the super chat. Should be Oops or Ruins. I'm not very good with the abbreviations. I'm not very good with the English language, if I'm honest. Okay, guys, look, thank you so much for all your time today. I'll give the camera one more try. I did say I was going to stay until 9 anyway, and it has passed that point. So, do you know what I think triggered it? I tried to put my thumb up, and I could see Apple trying to do some crazy thing. When you do the thumbs up thing, it tries to make the screen go weird, and I'm sure that's what's broken it. Right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, for being here tonight with me. Consider the Academy. Please do. Enrollment shuts in 2 weeks. Come to the Adepticon Masterclass if you are going to Adepticon. I'd love to see you. Or just come and say hello. That's always appreciated. Thank you so much for your time tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care, everybody.